Hey guys, this is Solo Scriptura here. We're going to be doing a Legacy Burn League, and we're going to run basically the same list as we ran in the last league. The only difference is I'm going to try Volcanic Fallout in the side rather than the Searing Blood I was running. I still like running Searing effects in the main, and the reason behind that is if you're playing against Reanimator or Show and Tell, or one of the decks that we're unfavored against, it's not really going to matter game one if you draw your Searing Blood. You know, like, it's very rarely going to really affect the outcome of game one. So we're going to go ahead and run it in the main. The reason we like the card is it's just a tempo blowout against a lot of our really good matchups. We don't have to waste a burn spell removing their creature, clearing the way for our guys on the ground to get through. So I'm going to go ahead and run it main for that reason alone, basically. So let's go ahead and jump into a league. That was quick. So we've lost a die roll, not off to a great start necessarily. They've chosen to play first, and we open up on an exceptional hand, so we're definitely going to keep this. This is fairly ideal for burn. So we'll keep... Well, our opponent did mulligan to 6. Not really indicative of any deck necessarily. Once I start mulliganing to 5, I start thinking it's probably a combo deck that's like an A plus B combo deck or Dredge. But 6 can be anybody, so... Hopefully this means miracles. I think I'm okay. Let's see, do I want to wait here? We'll go ahead and pass to our second main. See if they crack. Okay, so if they crack there, we might bolt them. Don't know what I'm playing against right now. I think it could be Miracles, could be Storm. I'm going to go ahead and throw this Lava Spike upstairs because of Light Up the Stage being in my hand. We'll see what happens. If he wants to crack his fetch land here to Spell Piercer, that's probably okay for us, because that means Brainstorm might be a little bit worse for him. So I don't think he has a Spell Pierce in hand, necessarily. Okay, at this point, I'm just going to play the Draw Go game with him. Since we do have the Lightning Bolts for instant speed. Yeah, and we're starting to flood out a bit, so we need to make sure all of our damage resolves. I guess this could be Storm. I don't really feel like it's Storm, though. True name? Okay. Oh, he chooses me. Nice. Go ahead and bolt him here. Please, another land. Alright, take that. We'll go ahead and Lava Spike him here. And then we will light up the stage. I'm going to try to play around Daze as best as I can. I think we have enough lands to be able to cast most anything. Okay, so this is going to eat a Force of Will. Back to basics. Alright, makes sense. I think we're at a pretty good spot. We just need to not... we need to play around Dazes and Spell Pierces as best as we can. If this is a Stoneblade deck, I don't know if he's going to be playing Daze. Let's see if any of them really do or not. Spell Pierce, Force of Will. I don't think he's got Daze in his deck, so I'm just gonna, well, I guess we can also afford to play around it though, so let's just not get blown out by Daze. Like, if he does have Daze, we might just lose the game, whereas if he doesn't, we're in a pretty good spot to win. Flooded Strand is a card we're definitely excited to see. Because now, if he Force of Wills, he'll go down to 6. But he is getting to... Is he going to play Jace here? Yeah, looking like it. I was going to say, he's getting to the point of where he's going to be able to just like hold up Force of Will and hardcast it if he really wants to. He's going to look at my top card. That's potentially a good sign for us. Put a card on top, so it's going to be a land, or it's going to be a creature, and he's not going to attack with True Name. But I think if it's a creature, we're okay with that. Okay, so it is a land, probably. Yeah. Lava Spike you. I'm gonna go ahead and resolve this Bolt now as well, so he can't hold up Force of Will. Like, now he has to hold up Force of Will, I guess. I don't think he was gonna crack a fetch land anyways, so might as well just throw the Bolt, I think. His Brainstorms also are just going to be locked out as well. I'm going to play the land here because, one, he already knows about it because he's not dead, and 2, I need to play around Spell Pierce as best as I can here. So he needs to have double Spell Pierce. Okay. I think I am just going to go for it, since I've got this other mountain on top, and I can still play through Spell Pierce. And I don't think he's got Flusterstorm main deck. So this prevents him from having a land of some sort and a Force of Will. Which I guess, is kind of loose, given he's Brainstorm locked. Alright, so we'll bring in the Vortex specifically for the equipment, basically. We're also going to bring in at least 3 Smash to Smithereens. I don't know if we want the 4th one. Probably bring in Volcanic Fallout as well. I don't know if I want it on the draw, though. Because he can just go Stoneforge Mystic on 2, and it's not going to be that great. The real question is he playing Delver or not? It looks like people are shying away from Delver. He does have Snapcaster Mage as a reasonable target, so I guess we'll leave it in. Or is it a reasonable thing to kill with it? Glad we don't have the prices right now. The other question is, do we want Pyrostatic Pillar? I'm going to shave some Eidolons, since we're bringing in the Sulfured Vortex and the Volcanic Fallout, and we still have Flame Rift in our deck. I think I might actually just cut all of them. And I'm tempted to shave a Goblin Guide. First Swift Spear. This is harder to block with Snapcaster Mage. And Goblin Guide has negative synergy with Brainstorm, I guess. And since he's not Miracles, I feel like I want a lot of my cards to either be able to kill his creatures or interact with him in some other way that's difficult for him to interact with. The real question is, how many Smashes do I want to bring in? because we've got the Vortex just to like deal with some of his equipment as well. I don't think he's running Daze. And we've got other ways to prevent like a Batterskull from coming into play. I guess we probably want this because I think he's likely to get Jit. And what do we want to shave? Probably a Lava Spike, I guess. Sure, let's do that. If this hand had one land, I would probably keep it. I think I can afford to keep this one, and I'm probably gonna put the Fire Blast on the. No, I'll put a Mountain on the bottom. Yeah, I'll put a Mountain on the bottom. Opponent kept 7. I expect they probably have a Swords to Plowshares here. I'm also not going to play into a blowout of like a Spell Pierce, so I'm just going to take our time. This is a somewhat slow deck that we're playing against. If he plays a Stoneforge here, I will bolt it on end of turn. And that will let us know where the Chain Lightnings need to go. Hopefully he just goes and gets Batterskull here. He gets like hyper greedy, but I think just about every single time he's going to get Umezawa's Jit here. No reason to bolt Stoneforge Mystic before you figure out what they get, because this, if you bolt him now, he's like absolutely getting the Jit, but see, he's got the Batterskull, so I think he probably has Force of Will here, and he's thinking that's going to be good enough to get this Batterskull into play. I think this is fairly greedy if he doesn't already have a Jit in hand, so I'm thinking he probably has a Jit in hand here. I hope that this Light the Stage resolves here. Let's see if he forces this. I think he would have forced earlier. Okay, that's fairly solid as long as we can find a Mountain. Otherwise, this is awkward because he can play around both of these cards fairly easily. Like, he can hold up Spell Pierce just to hit Sulfured Vortex quite easily, and he can just not play a creature here to not get hit by Searing Blood. Yeah, so these not necessarily great right now. Riftbolt would have also been a bummer. I'm guessing this is going to be a Jit, or maybe like a Ponder. A little surprised he cracked it right now, if he's not going to do anything with the mana right now. Maybe he just wants to crack it while I'm tapped out. He's going to play another Stoneforge. This is quite strange. Hopefully we draw another land, because then we could Searing Blood and Chain Lightning. Reveals Sword of Fire and Ice. Sure. Please give me a land. Please give me a land. Okay, that's unfortunate. We are just going to go for the Stoneforge Mystic. Try to kill it here. We don't really have any other play. And we really can't afford Batterskull to come into play next turn. So he does have the Force of Will. Batterskull is getting close to coming in anyways. Do I want to Fire Blast this? So if I don't Fire Blast it, I can always theoretically... I can kill it a couple different ways. He does have the mana to put it back into his hand and redeploy it. I don't know if I can Fire Blast here. Yeah, I just don't think I can Fire Blast here. We really needed a another land there to be able to Chain Lightning this Stoneforge after he did that. So unfortunately, because of this Rift Bolt not being a Lava Spike here, which is kind of weird, we actually cannot kill him if he fetches here off of this Brainstorm. Yeah, so like if we drew a land and this was a Lava Spike, we could potentially kill him right here before the Batterskull was like even a relevant card. Wow. Is he just gonna put the sword into play? Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll suspend the Rift Bolt here. There's the land. Okay. I did that wrong. I was supposed to Chain Lightning there. Because that plays around Spell Pierce. And then I suspend the Rift Bolt after that. Oh. May end up mattering, that's for sure. If we draw another land, it doesn't really matter. Or I guess if we just draw another burn spell, it doesn't really matter, but... yeah, I'm just going to force him to leave up a blue mana at all times, I guess. I don't think he can do anything at instant speed there besides a click or something like that. So we'll just be patient. Wonder if he shuffled away the Batterskull or something like that. I don't know why he attacked with his Stoneforge. Did he shuffle away both pieces of equipment? Chooses to not shuffle. Not a great sign for us. Okay, so he just wanted whatever card he could find there. Oh, man.
That's windy out, so they start to fall and fly everywhere.
Is he gonna attack with Stoneforge here again? He's not going to. Okay. Let's see what happens with this Rift Bolt here. That's interesting. I think I'd rather... cast Skewer the Critics here. I don't know. So I lose to Spell Pierce. Yeah, I really lose to any counterspell. Does Vortex beat anything? Let's see if he has like a Disenchant. Vortex would be bad to play here. So I think I'm supposed to just make him have it. Okay. Let's see what he puts into play here. Feeling like a counterspell, maybe? That's not gonna do it. Woo! Wow, okay. I'm glad we did that in response to this trigger. Wasn't actually thinking about Swords to Plowshares, but it ended up working out for us. Wow. It was not the best game we've played, but ended up getting fairly lucky there and winning. So we played around Disenchant, which was good. So that was definitely a possible card. I'm surprised he kept what he did with Ponder then. It's kind of bizarre. I think that Patrick Sullivan is right about running the Price of Progresses on the sideboard. They don't seem very great right now. Haven't run into a lot of matchups lately that they would have really shown themselves off in. Yeah, so I mean, like these first, gosh, what, 7 decks? Price of Progress is not very exciting against. Like occasionally you'll get them for 4, but that's about it, you know? A lot of the time it seems like it's going to be 2. So the average is probably about 3 damage for 2 mana, which is not very exciting. Grixis Control is the first one where we're pretty happy to be able to play that card, and then if Maverick has a Black Splash, we might be excited about it, but Guy's Cradle, Horizon King, okay, they've got a lot, sure. We'd be excited against Maverick to bring it in. Lands, of course, Eldrazi Posts, Golgari Depths maybe, depending on they can play around it or not. I think they've got like, yeah, forests and a swamp, so that's pretty good against them. It's probably our only chance against them, actually. Pretty fast deck. But yeah, Stoneblade's a deck we like to run into. It's a fair magic deck. It's one we can play against and interact with. The downside of this current metagame is a lot of these combo decks are doing quite well. Storm is usually about a 50-50. Elves kind of depends as well, but these 2 decks are kind of the 2 decks we really don't want to run into. And then Golgari Depths and Lands are both kind of difficult depending on their hand, basically. Because Glacial Chasm from Red-Green Lands is just a nightmare to beat if they can play 2 lands every turn and they've got a Life from the Loam. It's brutal. Well, I thought that this would be a little bit quicker than this on Saturday, so I guess we'll go ahead and pause. Alright, literally the second I hit pause, we kind of thrown into a match. On the die roll, if we could see like a Goblin Guide or a Swift Spear. Yeah, this hand's incredible. We'll keep this. So can this hand win on turn 3? We do 1, and then we can do 3, 6, 10. No, I don't think so. Or on turn 3, yes. I was thinking on turn 2 for some reason. They mulligan to 6. It's usually a good sign for burn when you're going first. Just helps you out a lot. They're less likely to have removal. Because sometimes your mulligan to 6 is like, is this a playable pile of cards? You know? Mishra's Factory. Vault Scourge. Okay. Does Affinity play Cranial Plating in Legacy? Is, I guess, the question. I'm assuming that's what this is. Artifacts... They don't seem to play Cranial Plating, but they do seem to play Chalice. So I think... what I want to do here is I want to cast this Lava Spike, probably. And then I think I want to use... so I want to use the Skewer on the Vault Scourge. I don't think he's likely to block here. Am I even scared of Vault Scourge, though? Not really, when I have this Swiftspear in play. He could have Chalice next turn. I think I'll go ahead and attack, and I will cast Lightning Bolt. I don't think I'm really scared of this Vault Scourge with this kind of a hand. So he gains 1 life, and he plays Chalice, and we just like Flame Rift, Fire Blast, kill you. Okay, there's Thorn, okay. That is an issue, I guess. If we draw a land, though, we're still not out of the woods? No, we're still not out of the woods. Actually, we might have him dead. So we attack, attack down to 8. Now we can't. It's because the Skewer. If we Fire Blast him here, and then we cast Skewer, yeah, that'll work. Okay, we'll do that. Good old turn 3 kill. Sweet. Okay, well, we're bringing this card in. It seems like it's pretty good against them. Bringing the Volcanic Fallout as well as the Sulfuric Vortexes, I think. Probably Price of Progress as well. I think we're going to shave on exactly Lava Spike. And Eidolon. Probably just like another generic 1-drop. I suppose Chain Lightning is probably the next worst 1-drop in our deck. Or we could shave on creatures as well. What kind of creatures is he playing? Little dudes. Okay. So our creatures are fairly good against his deck if he doesn't have Chalice. And we do have ways to deal with Chalice, I suppose. So we'll leave the creatures in. I think I can afford to leave Light Up the Stage in the deck. We'll just go ahead and shave 2 Chain Lightnings. So this makes us kind of top heavy. It doesn't really necessarily make us slower though because of Skewer being in our deck. So we'll see what happens here. I don't know if Fallout is necessary, but I like the idea of nailing 2 of his creatures. Okay, this hand is freaking sick. We'll play with this. It's a little bit slow, but Vortex has the potential to get us there, and Light Up the Stage is pretty nice at finding us like a Smash or something like that. So he's mulligan to 6, which is great for us. We don't really care about Chalice with this hand either. He's gonna play Wasteland. Deal. And Vault Scourge, I'm guessing? Yes, okay. So he's paid 2 life. He'll probably gain 1 back. There's a Fire Blast, which is quite a good combination with Light Up the Stage if we need to. We're going to absolutely Searing Blood this. I'm expecting a Chalice here, would be my guess. A little surprised he didn't play Chalice. I guess, no. Chalice post-combat. Yeah, here we go, Chalice. If he plays Thorn here, we're in trouble. Please don't play Thorn here. That would be your best play by far. Just gonna play another Vault Scourge. Wow, okay. I think I will play that. Don't want to play that now. Might be my best chance of getting damage with it. And then I could follow up with a light up the stage. Yeah, sure. Archbound Ravager. That's kind of scary. Luckily, we do have a Searing Blood. Okay, 2 mountains on top. I'm expecting Archbound Ravager here. No, it's Etched Champion. Okay. Sure. So I can actually blow him out here by killing his Vault Scourge. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do that. Please block. Deal. We'll light up the stage again. Okay. That's pretty awful. These have both been pretty terrible light up the stages, but at the same time, I'm glad we're getting those cards off the top of our deck. Steel Overseer. Sure. Right, I think we're gonna be able to get there here. Please tap the Ancient Tomb. Okay, sure. Expecting him to tap Mishra's Factory here to activate with Steel Overseer. That does leave him defenseless to the Swiftspear, technically. There's a lot of different ways I can blow him out if he goes that route. I think that we've got him there, though, with this Rift Bolt, Fire Blast, Sulfuric Vortex combo. So if he taps that Ancient Tomb, he's basically dead. Okay, we will definitely attack with Swiftspear next turn. A lot of really good things can happen for us. And if we just draw any burn spell, I think we've got him dead, basically. Of course not. I guess I'll play a land. Does he have a spatial contortion here? It's kind of insane. I think even... Or yeah, sorry, that's what I meant, Warping Whale. Well, he has to block here. And I don't know how happy he's going to be if he has to block. But we have to attack, though. Like, if he's sacrificing creatures here, he's just going to be in a bad spot, I think, in general. Declare attacker's step. Move to blocks. Okay. So we're totally cool with this. He basically sacrificed 3-ish power. If you include the steal overs you're tapping, I get, well, that's kind of sacrificing power as well if you're tapping it for the turn. Yeah, so I'm liking what just happened there. But we do need to draw something in order to be able to kill him here. Or, well, I guess if he's leaving stuff back, and he can't tap the Ancient Tomb, and he's only got 2 cards in hand, or 1 card in hand, so... I don't know. He can't play Vault Scourge here. Okay, that does potentially keep him alive. I do at this point have to. Yeah, it's the same either way. Okay, I do have to draw something here, otherwise I'm dead. Okay, the Goblin Guide is good enough. Say literally anything is good enough to get here. Alright. Good stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video here, but I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. So that's going well. Won all of our games so far, which is pretty sweet. We've also gotten a little bit lucky when we needed to get lucky, for sure. Lost the die roll. I mean, that first hand we had in that last match was pretty incredible. I like this hand. Go ahead and keep it. It's quite good against a lot of different decks. Like if he's Storm, we're okay. If he's Miracles, we're okay. I like Eidolon a lot more when you've got that initial first creature, because this Swiftspear is likely to eat a Swords of Plowshares if he has one. And I've got no problem attacking for 2 turns and just like dealing a shock's worth of damage to him, basically, to give him 2 different opportunities to swords this, basically. So we'll see if this is a Stoneforge deck or not, or if it's Miracles. Okay, so he must have had this Ponder in hand and like wanted the ability to shuffle if necessary. Chooses to not shuffle. Okay. Ooh. I think I'm just going to go ahead and immediately attack here, just to make Swords of Plowshares look really good to him. We'll see what happens. Okay, I don't know if he has it then, so I'm just going to go ahead and run out this Eidolon here. This is the best Eidolon is going to be. Swiftspear has a chance to be good later. Does he have Spell Snare? Okay. It's like, what? So even if this is Miracles, there's a chance he'll play like a Monastery Mentor here, and we can just get him really, really good with either Lightning Bolt or Searing Blood. Okay, I'm liking this. what did he do? Put one card on the bottom and one card on top, and now he's got a fetch land out. That's kind of weird. So I'll definitely play the Swift Spear here. I've got these bolts, so I'm just going to attack with everything. And see if he tries to kill this Eidolon. If he doesn't kill the Eidolon here, I feel like we're okay. But if he... Okay, he's not going to, so I'm just going to go ahead and bolt him here, get more damage with the Swift Spears. I mean, I feel like he would have swords before any tricks could happen. But I don't know. Sure. I'm just going to bolt you again, then. Let's see if you've got the Force of Will. If he has Force of Will, he loses this game, I think. Okay, cool. So now you're locked out of the game. Alright. Wow. This deck can do some pretty crazy stuff sometimes. I'm going to bring in the Vortex because regardless, it's a blue-white deck, so we're going to bring it in. I think it's probably Miracles. Does Stoneblade play Preordain? I guess is the question. I don't think that they would. Seems like too many cantrips at that point to me. For like what their deck is trying to do. If it is Stoneblade, they're running Spell Snare main, though. That's dirty. It's so dirty. They're running Spell Pierce main, which seems to make sense to me. You're bringing the Pyrostag Pillars. I'm going to cut at least one Eidolon. I'm going to cut the Searing Bloods, I think, because I don't feel like it's going to be Stoneblade, and I still can deal with a Stoneblade deck as configured right now. Another part of me kind of wants to cut Eidolon, but like, we're overloading them on creature removal, we're overloading them on enchantment removal. It's kind of like a weird thing. I may just cut a Lava Spike. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And the reason we're cutting Lava Spike is for cards like Counterbalance, just to make them slightly worse. I think I'll play this way. Really liking only running 3 Fire Blasts, by the way. It seems like it's been a good number to have. He's going to keep, we're going to keep. He's going to play a Flooded Strand. We're going to play a Mountain. Alright. This is turning into an awkward Spectacle hand. But the good news is we don't really have a single bad draw in our deck when you've got these many Spectacles in your hand. So... I'm gonna go ahead and suspend this. I don't want to play the Eidolon into like an obvious Swords to Plowshares. I can still pay for Spell Pierce here if I need to. And we'll see what happens here, I guess. I'm surprised he fetched. What is he gonna do? Predict? Impulse. Okay. I was hoping to waste his mana this turn for him, basically, or force him to like Brainstorm or something like that for, you know, who knows what. I mean, he might, like if he Brainstorms there, he might put away a Swords to Plowshares, and then we can resolve the Eidolon and he just doesn't have a way to kill it. Because he's like, well, he hasn't played Eidolon, he hasn't played Goblin Guide. Wait. Well, at least I have something to show. So is this like... Yeah, I was gonna say this is like Ominous Sneak, basically. Alright, you're better at Magic than I am, sir. Okay, so now that we know it's that, we definitely want Eidolon. We definitely want Lava Spike, just to be as fast as possible. We don't need Vortex at all anymore. Yeah, I think we'll just run it as we normally run it, except we've got 2 Pyrostag Pillars main now. Yeah, this is a difficult matchup, I would assume. Sand's fairly fast, so I'll go ahead and keep it. Opponent also kept. Cat's out of the bag now, though, Mr. Opponent. Preordain. We'll definitely light up the stage here on the bottom one on top. The reason we want to light up the stage is just to get our creature damage in. Never mind, we're going to play Eidolon. Doesn't have Force of Will in his hand. If he show and tells here by like playing an Ancient Tomb or a City of Traders or something, we'll put the land into play and then we can bolt him. But I think we're going to be in a bad spot if he has a show and tell here and like a, yep, City of Traders. Okay, cool, so we're just dead. Yeah. Oh, this is so terrible. Dang, his hand was pretty busted though, to be fair. There's Emrakul. Bolt your guy. I guess that just happens, though. That's terrible. We probably cannot win anymore unless we hit... Yeah, you know what we can hit. So the problem is, he just attacks with Emrakul, we have to sacrifice everything. If we attack here, that puts him down to 7, and then we can Chain Lightning him down to 4. But he's going to annihilate everything on our board. So that's just the game, really. Yeah, so I think that if we had one more turn and he didn't have this land here, or if he didn't have Emrakul or didn't have Show and Tell, I think we probably win with this hand. But there's nothing we can do now at this point. I think we had to probably hit a Fire Blast, maybe? Yeah, and he's just going to swing and we're just going to die to... Okay. Alright. That happens. On to the next game. This hand's pretty sweet, especially if we're going first. We'll keep it. We're looking to hopefully win one more match, because if we win another match, we get our money back, and then like $2.50 or whatever treasure chests are going for. This hand's pretty dang good, though. It's Flooded Strand. I think I'm gonna go ahead and attack here first. We'll see what he does. If he cracks, I will... Okay. Alright, glad we didn't give him the option to counter a Lava Spike here. I'm going to hold on to the Lightning Bolt in case it is... yeah, Stoneforge Mystic deck. This Death and Taxes playing fetch lands? What is going on? I didn't want to cast the Lightning Bolt in response to Thalia because I might need to kill the Thalia to play out the rest of my hand. So I'm saving that, because next turn I can Lightning Bolt his Thalia, probably be able to attack in with my Eidolon, and, oh, is this Afric? Sure is. And that knight is about to die to a Lightning Bolt. Please attack with Thalia. Deal. Land. Rift Bolts, I accept. Okay, assuming he plays something here and takes another damage off of Horizon Canopy, that puts him to 7, and then we can just kill him by drawing a land. Okay. Tireless Tracker. Strange that he played the land before playing the Tireless Tracker. So this is Maverick, which makes more sense that he's playing what he's playing. I don't think he can sit back at this point anymore, though. I think he should have attacked Athalia right there. Okay, there's a Swift Spear. We can also just skewer. So I think I'll just do that. And then he's just locked up by Eidolon, basically. And then we can kill him with Flame Rift next turn. Do you have Thragtusk, sir? Actually, you still die if you play Thragtusk because of Horizon Canopy and Fetch Land. Okay, now you can only play CMC3 stuff. I guess it's just, you have to do it anyways. Maybe he's looking for a Swords to plot. That doesn't work, though. Yeah, strange. Okay. So we're not just dead to this Flame Rift. We can play... let's see if he dies to this Flame Rift first. Okay, cool. Right, against Maverick. Definitely bringing in the Vortex because they've got an equipment package. We'll bring in probably 2 Smash to Smithereens. They've got a couple different ways to gain life as well, but the weird thing about Vortex is they also have Qasali Pridemage. I don't know. We're absolutely bringing in the 3 Prize of Progress. This card is stellar against them. Really good. We're not going to bring in Tormod's Crypt just for Knight. We'll go ahead and take out Eidolon. It was the superstar there, that game, but I think it's going to be fairly slow against them this time. And I'd rather have the recurring Sulfuric Vortex damage. Anyways, that also stops them from gaining life. Given that they have Thalia, I kind of want to cut Goblin Guide as well. Because Thalia just walls him very well as the rest of his deck, really. So, yeah, I think we're going to cut Guide. Swift Spear can still do some really tricky stuff. I think I still feel okay about Light at this stage. And I don't think the Volcanic Fallout is necessarily going to be worth it. So, this is definitely a matchup where I'd prefer to have Searing Blood over Volcanic Fallout. I think this is just, like, way too clunky when we're playing Vortex, Fire Blast, and, you know, like, Fallout, and he's got Thalia in his deck. I don't know. And it's just not going to kill most of his stuff, right? Let's look at Maverick real quick. So it's going to kill his Dryad Arbor. Noble Hierarch. I don't think he'll bring in leave Gaddock Tegan against me. It could theoretically kill a Scavenging Ooze that gets like Green Sun's Zenith for. It could kill Scrib Ranger, Stone 4. Okay, we actually do have enough. Yeah, we've got enough stuff to where I kind of want to bring it in. And I guess I'll cut the other Goblin Guide, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Could probably cut a Light up the stage, since we're getting kind of top-heavy here. Yeah. Sure, let's do that. I don't know if we're supposed to leave in Light up or not, but it's just like really awkward with Thalia as well. I don't know, maybe I was supposed to cut even more Light up the stages, actually, because of Thalia. Sounds pretty sick if we can find another land, just to be able to remove a creature with. He kept his 7. I don't feel like we can really keep this. So we've got a 1 in 3 chance basically to draw land. I have to mulligan. I think I will keep this one. I'll put a mountain at the bottom, of course. If he doesn't have Thalia, this hand is pretty exceptional. Especially if we can draw an instant speed spell. That's going to be annoying. Lightning Bolt is probably one of the better draws in our deck at this point, especially if he follows with Thalia here. Okay, deal. It's pretty slow. That means he likely has a swords here, I would guess. Let's see if he blocks with Mom. Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of the same thing. Yeah. There you go. I think that's going to work out a little bit better for you. Do I want to kill his mom? I think that I do. It's because it feels like he doesn't have a Swords of Plowshares in hand. And this is going to be quite a big thought, or a big Mosshair Whisperer next turn. So, I think this is okay. This turn, he's probably playing something like Tireless Tracker. Okay. I was gonna say, he's probably playing something like Tireless Tracker here. Stoneforge Mystic, sure. Kinda hope he goes and gets Batterskull Skull. Jit is also fine. Oh, the blowout. Actually, this damage can't be prevented, right? Oh, it doesn't specifically read that way. Okay. That's unfortunate. Not a land. Not a land. Alright. The downside to this is Jit is still like a reasonable card. So I'm going to block here because he could kill Swiftspear. Actually he can't. If I don't want him to. So actually I'm going to take the damage here. Looks like I can still Fire Blast him, and I'm okay with Fire Blasting him, I think. This Maze of Ith is so good for him right here. Because if he didn't have this for either of those turns, he'd basically be dead. Now we're going to have to potentially draw another Fire Blast or something else that does 4 damage to him. Potentially. No, we just need another 3 damage spell, that's right. Okay, we're actually still in a fairly good spot. Actually kind of want him to... Oh, please don't be a Qasali Pridemage, that'd be so brutal. That'd be so brutal if you had Qasali Pridemage here. So I'm absolutely going to block this time. If he has Qasali Pridemage, we just lose. That's also really good. Yeah, there's nothing we can do about that. Yeah, GG, man. I think that that's game. Yeah, we're just gonna call that game. Land, cool. We will bring in the creatures this time. Much more aggressive. And I kind of want to bring in one of these and trim a vortex this time. I'm gonna cut the volcanic fallout. I'm gonna cut the light up the stages because I'm trying to go as fast as I can. Actually, might want to cut the vortex as well again. Still a little bit heavy, so I guess we'll cut lava spikes. Cut a smash still, actually. And I'll cut a rift bolt. Yeah. Because I still want ways to kill Thalia if she gets in the way. They don't involve either of those. Gosh. Skewer's kind of bad against Thalia, huh? I think we'll run it like this, though. I'd really like a turn 1 creature, I think, so I'm going to go ahead and mulligan this. Yeah, this hand's great. Keep this, and we will put the Flame Rift on the bottom. He kind of has to have the swords here in order to really do anything impressive. He mulligans to 5 cards. That's really good for us, especially with this Goblin Guide. Thanks, son. Don't you just love when your wife brings you grilled cheese? It's a good day. Goblin Guide, what you got, boy? Does have the Savannah. Okay, okay. Does he have the maze? He does not have the maze. Does he have the mom? You can have the mana, man. I think you can have the mana. Scavenging Ooze. Because he has the force, I'm going to kill this Hierarch. If I draw a Swiftspear here, I'm going to want to get the Browse trigger, so I'm not going to cast Lightning Bolt. Alright. I will bolt that. Birds of Paradise you can have. It's pretty terrible against Eidolon. Hopefully he doesn't have another land here, plus Night of Autumn. That'd be kind of the worst case scenario for us. It's looking like that might be the case, though. Yeah. Oh well. It's fairly solid. Deal. I like seeing that one have an Eidolon in hand. I'm not going to play the Bolt yet. I might want to clear the way for Eidolon. And just try to lock him out with Eidolon. It's going to Green Suns for 2, which means Qasali Pridemage, most likely. Organic Dig, I guess. Yeah, why not? This is why we don't want to run too many Smash to Smithereens as we get in situations like this where it's just a dead draw for us. Okay, you're locked out now. There's the Crystal Light Pride Mage, so he's not locked out. But you're actually just dead. Alright. So we've at least made our money back. Let's try to get a sweet 4-1 going here. So against Maverick, if you're going first, you really want to have that turn 1 creature because you're going to have that recurring damage over and over and over again. And a lot of their creatures cost a ton of mana, and if you can effectively trade your 1 mana Lightning Bolt for their 3 mana Gaddock Teeg, basically, it's just such a blowout in terms of tempo. They can't keep doing that over and over and over again. Otherwise, you're just gonna, as long as you're drawing somewhat well, you'll get there. Keep in mind, though, like, you always have to keep their life total under consideration, and, like, cards they're about to be able to cast based on their mana available, like, if they've kept playing lands and stuff like that. So you don't want to just be like, I'm just always going to kill all your stuff, necessarily. You want to just consider how much damage you have in hand at all times, consider your likely top decks, stuff like that. So, like, and also think about when you can afford to be mana inefficient. So think about your top deck of, like, Swiftspear, of, do I want to be able to play my Swiftspear and then play my Lightning Bolt to get a little bit of extra mileage out of this Lightning Bolt? Like, is that more valuable than this 1 mana that I'm basically losing by not doing something with my mana right now? Yeah, that seems insane. Keep this. Hopefully we're playing against a creature deck. Even against a combo deck, this is pretty dang fast. So we're just gonna Chain Lightning this guy in the head and just let him know what's up, basically. It's looking like it might be Storm, potentially. That's my guess, is that this is Storm. In which case, remember, this Searing Blood is a dead card, but we're fairly... yeah, chooses not to shuffle. We're fairly unlikely to win anyways. Actually, how about we bolt this guy first? And given that I think it's Storm and that he's just letting me go through, we're just going to try to put him dead to unluckiness with Ad Nauseam, basically, this turn. Okay, Fetchland is good for us. That puts him at 10, and we've basically got him at 6, which means Ad Naus absolutely can kill him. I think he kind of has to go for it here. He didn't shuffle, which is not a great sign for us. Storm is usually a turn 3 deck now that... okay, well, never mind. So I think it's normally a turn 3 deck, but at the same time he could just be... no, I was going to say, he could just be playing this to get around Eidolon as well. Like, maybe he just drew that, but... okay. Sure. Okay, get unlucky. Need you to get unlucky. I think he... okay. Feral Tutor. Right. Sweet, got him. Alright, didn't even need to cast Fire Blast. So we'll bring in the Pyrostatic Pillar. We will also bring in Tormod's Crypts, in some number at least. I kind of think price is not good enough. So we'll cut the Searing Bloods. Also cut the light, or the Rift Bolts. I think Light the Stage is fine. Maybe something like that, then. Because Light Up the Stage is fair when we've got a creature. Yeah. So if we've got a creature in play that we're hitting him with, which most of the time we're going to keep creature hands against Storm, Light Up the Stage gets a lot better. Like, theoretically, we can hit Tormod's Crypt, which is fine as long as we've done a lot of damage to him, because that cuts off the Past in Flames route. Huh. I think I am going to cut the Rift Bolt and just run 3 Light Up the Stage and see what I think, because with the creatures, I think that helps us find Eidolon and Pyrostatic Pillar a lot quicker, basically. Double Light the Stage, no creatures. What does our opponent decide to do? Are they going to keep? Begins the game with 7 cards in hand. Okay. I think we have to mulligan then. Yeah, I think we have to mulligan again since he kept 7. And I think we have to mulligan again. And we still haven't seen any of our pillar effects, unfortunately. Put 3 cards on the bottom, huh? Definitely that one. Definitely that one. That one? It's weird. Maybe I should have kept the Lightning Bolt for Light Up the Stage specifically. We might just be dead on turn 1 anyways, who knows? This is why it's like weird to bring in Smash the Smithereens, right? Because they're like trying to play around Eidolon, sort of, by putting this stuff into play, and then you just like smash your Lion's Eye Diamond, you lose the game. So it's just like weird. I don't know. I think it's weird to rely on it. I think you'd much rather just try to do a ton of damage to them and make Ad Nauseam kill them. He's thinking a while on Brainstorm, which is probably a good sign for us usually. It either means he's a newer Storm player, or it means he's got a really bad Brainstorm and he just locked himself. Plays Polluted Delta. We might just be dead then. He's got 4 cards in hand, which isn't a lot. Hopefully these just both go on the bottom. 2 cards on the bottom. Alright, we might actually have a chance here. Yeah, see, this is why it's weird. It's just like, do you bring in Smash against them? Alright, I mean, I'll take Flame Rift. Boop. So we're putting him into a world where we can just kill him, you know? I'm liking this. Sure. You're gonna take Flame Rift. But you've got, like, no cards in hand now? Lava Spike. Worst possible draw in the deck. Not, like, Lava Spike is not the worst. Another Skewer is exactly the worst card in our deck. That being said, I'm really liking our spot. There's, like, pretty much... Yeah, as I say, there's almost nothing that, like, isn't a great draw for us. Except for the 3rd Skewer. Our opponent is just dead next turn, so they've got to go for it now. And given that they haven't sculpted their hand at all, I think they're probably just dead. Yeah, you're just dead. The reason we're casting this first is there's nothing that would, like, yeah, okay. I was gonna say, the reason that we're doing that right there is because we want to, like, yes, attacking with Eidolon before playing Skewer is lethal, but if he has some way to gain life at instant speed, I don't know what it would be in black, necessarily. Maybe he's got blue or white in his deck or something like that. If he can gain life at instant speed, we want the Swift Spear's Prowess trigger to be able to do an extra damage to make up for that life that he gained. Weird Storm deck that he was playing, though. He was playing a card that said, it was like Reign of Filth or something like that, I think, where it says you can sacrifice lands to add a black mana this turn to your pool, but it's like basically a Desperate Ritual, more or less. Like, you're only going up 1 mana, so it's kind of strange. That was a great league, though, guys. That was really fun. Our deck did quite well for us. We ran into a lot of matchups we like to run into. We ran into two combo decks. One of the combo decks was a Storm variant, which, as you can see, our deck actually does fairly well against as far as, you know, combo is concerned. The main all-star in that game is usually going to be leading on a creature, doing a lot of damage. If you can resolve Eidolon, you're probably just going to win at game 1. But you still have the backdoor out of, like, turn 1 Swiftspear attack you, or like turn 1 Goblin Guide attack you, or just whatever. Turn 2 bolt you. And then, like, if they haven't killed you by turn 2, you've probably just killed them by turn 3 a lot of the time. Otherwise, you've got the backdoor out of Fire Blast, being able to kill them through, like, an Ad Nauseam or something, so pretty sweet. Pretty sweet indeed. Sideboard felt fairly good. We brought in every card at some point. Even the Tormod's Crypts came in against Storm, which is good. I think Darkview actually put it really well in I guess we were talking to each other through Discord, but he was saying that Storm kind of has 3 different ways they can go off, and all 3 of those ways are, like, good at getting around different interactions their opponent has. So the 3 different ways that Storm can go off are through the graveyard with Past in Flames, which is basically deterministic. Ad Nauseam, which can, by definition, really never be deterministic. And by deterministic, we mean a guaranteed kill, essentially. And the last way they can go off is by chaining Infernal Tutors, which is basically also a deterministic kill, more or less. So if you can cut off 2 of those ways of them going off from our deck, i.e. Ad Nauseam is usually cut off, more or less, because of Fire Blast, because of how fast our clock is. And then if you can cut off another route by, like, a Tormod's Crypt, getting rid of the Past in Flames, the only thing they can really do is try to get lucky with Ad Nauseam or chain with Infernal Tutor. The Infernal Tutor chain is cut off by Eidolon and by Pyrostatic Pillar. Like, there's almost nothing they can do if either of those cards are in play. So if you have 3 different hate pieces, basically, which is 1, your really fast clock, 2, the graveyard, and 3, Eidolon effects, there's really nothing they can do to beat you reasonably, unless they've got ways to answer a couple of your lock pieces. So anyways, that went well. List feels great. We saw the awkwardness of Skewer a little bit. We saw Light Up the Stage hit some pretty unfavorable cards. We saw Searing Blood be okay a couple times in Game 1, and we saw it not really matter necessarily in the Game 1 against Storm, but we also got a little bit lucky. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy the content. I'm going to try to keep this up at least once a week if I can. Thanks, guys.